redesign some of the most iconic, horrific characters and creatures in the entertainment from both the past and the present. In this particular episode, we are discussing the Nemesis Tyrant from Resident Evil Apocalypse. All right, and joining me today are Amir, some of the most iconic, horrific characters and creatures. What's happening here? From both. We don't need to hear me twice. Okay. Joining me today are Amir Alam. Say hello.
Hello.
Concept artist,
Yeah.
illustrator. We also have CJ March. Also, same title, concept artist, illustrator. We got Mike Garn, concept artist, illustrator, and game designer.
So many things.
So many things. He gets one more thing. Randy Toroni, not Torini. He hates that. He's also a concept artist, illustrator, and myself, J.R. Coffrin, same thing, concept artist, illustrator. So that being said, everybody's all introduced. Everybody either watched the movie or remembered it very well.
I did a little YouTube recollection.
Okay.
It was pretty rough. I was going to watch the whole movie, but then I watched a few clips. I was like, that's enough.
Yeah. It was a $43 million fan-made movie. That's what it seemed like to me. But anyway, overall, did you guys like it or you didn't like it? What did you like about it first? Let's go there. Amir, you're first. What did you like about it?
Man, Wes Anderson, he's always creative with his stuff. I find that whenever I'm watching a Resident Evil movie, I just have to fall in love with how much work they put into bringing the games to life, but also not really getting too cinematic serious with the material. And I just love those all of those movies because of that reason, you know?
Okay. All right. Anybody else concur? Anything else you guys liked about the movie?
I like his boots.
Yeah, the boots. Those are
the big stompy boots.
The stompy boots, yeah. The Tyrant stompy boots. Those were also that's a highlight for me as well. And stars. When he said stars, that was also a highlight. Aside from that, though, that might. CJ, how about you? Anything you liked about this movie? Oh, you're muted.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go.
My bad. Hit a button. I said I like Mike Epps with his gold guns.
Mike Epps.
The black guy with the 2 gold guns at the.
I don't remember.
The guy who was like.
Oh,
he's the guy who's
yeah,
like.
Yeah.
Like the idiot wandering around.
He's a little bit too like stereotypical. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, like he's trying to be like, I don't know, like that happy-go-lucky guy, always in the wrong place kind of guy. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Like I accessorize, and then everyone dies. That was great.
That scene where he pulls out the 2 gold guns. That's I watched that scene in particular last night, and I was just like, he said something, and I was like, I don't think I can do this. I'm gonna go watch something else.
It's bad, dude. Like I like the movie.
Oh no, go on. I'm sorry. I don't want
to. I was gonna say. Yeah, no. I was just gonna say that I like the movie for the sole fact that it's bad. Like it's just I enjoy just garbage movies. So like watching it, I'm entertained.
But why? I've always wondered. Like there's people out there that really enjoy garbage movies, like the worst horror films, the worst. Like just the most B-C quality movies you can ever watch. People just love it, and I don't know why. Why?
For me, it's because I usually watch them like with my friends or like my girlfriend or something like that, and we make it like an event, and like we just sit there and just take jabs at it and just like make fun of it, and it just turns into like a fun, enjoyable moment. And you're like, man, this is so bad, but like I'm still having fun. And that's how it's just like how I feel with most like those bad movies. And there's some that are just so bad it's enjoyable, but then there's some that are just they're too bad, and that's like a legendary level of bad. But this one falls in the realm of like this is still entertaining to me. It's like, ooh, look at the pretty lights kind of thing.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Randy, is there anything that you liked about the movie?
Oh boy. Well, I like the concept of the character, and I think the movie though, I didn't really particularly like it that much, but
No, but you got to say what you liked
it was all
about
right.
it.
It was good. I mean, from a
Yeah,
what?
we'll get there. We'll get to the bad part.
Okay.
But yeah, what did you?
I like that. I like that they went with a regular costume, and they didn't. I don't know. I felt like the scenes, the fight scenes and stuff with it were kind of Power Ranger-y, and like a low budget movie. Didn't really enjoy it that much.
Well, no, I agree. The movie was atrocious, but so you liked the Nemesis Tyrant, and that was it, and then everything else was atrocious.
Oh, I like the concept of it. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, now we can get into the other part of that now. With what part you did not like, which that should be pretty easy, I think, considering the source of the considering what we watched. What did you not like about the movie?
You're talking about me now,
yes.
or are we going to other people?
You,
okay.
You.
It just didn't. It was really low budget, and
it wasn't.
Came off.
$43 million is not low budget.
No, man.
It came off like it was low budget though.
Yeah, the slow motion, like all the slow motion like zombie scenes. Oh man, those were really atrocious. I couldn't. And then like just about
the green screen fire.
I don't know, just I don't remember that. I remember like just about everything that came out of everybody's mouth was like just utterly cliche. Like I got 30 minutes in, I felt like I'd already been watching it for like an hour and a half. I'm like, I checked the time, and I'm like, oh shit! Like we still got more of this. It was pretty unbearable for me personally.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it. I'm not like CG. I can't enjoy I can't just let it wash over me. Like the whole time I'm just like grinding my teeth. But yeah, so.
Oh man.
So Mike.
Yeah.
What'd you dislike about it? Or do
you remember? I didn't get to say what I liked about it.
You didn't?
No, I didn't get to say what I liked about it.
Yeah, you did. You said you liked his boots.
Well, I do like his boots. That's really nice.
Okay, go. What did you like about it?
So, like, what I do like about it is that it's like they took everything that I liked as a 12-year-old boy and made it into like a $43 million movie.
Yes.
That dude looks like an action figure. Like, it's just the perfect representation of like just something a 12-year-old boy would like. And it's kind of cool to see that, and then redoing the concept was kind of fun, just to kind of feel that nostalgia of being like, oh yeah, this is why I kind of started doing all this stuff in the first place, because it's like this connecting to your roots kind of thing.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Hell yeah, dude. I totally feel that.
Dude, I 100% agree. And when we get to my design, I'll definitely there's some elements to what you just said replayed in mine. So
yeah. And then for things I didn't like, mostly just the dialogue. I have like a really low tolerance for bad dialogue, and I'll just be, like you said, the cliche stuff just drove me nuts, and I was like, I can't do this. I should spend my time watching something else if I'm going to watch something.
Adrian Blom in
the chat. That was my journey.
Adrian Blom in the chat, he says the dogs are the best part of the movie. Actually, the dogs were pretty cool. I will say that those were cool.
Yeah.
Those were also cool. Yeah, but yeah, I could see the nostalgia, and I can understand like in the like 10 to 12-year-old range, like you're probably not gonna catch all the janky stuff. You probably feel kind of special because you're watching this edgy movie, I guess. Like with zombies and
yeah.
fight scenes and monsters and a sexy girl and so that makes sense. That makes sense. I could see that. I can't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old and busted, and I don't. I
No, man, I really had to grasp at straws to find something that I liked, though. To be honest, but that was one of those things. It's one of those things. There's certain things that they're old and they suck, but you watch it and you're like, oh yeah, this is like the kind of shit that I liked as a little kid. You know, this is what made me who I am today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
$43 million. That's a good budget.
God, I cannot. That's just unreal to me. Like, I didn't realize it was 43 million.
It's not. It wasn't done for 12 million. It wasn't done for 6 million.
Hmm.
$43 million was thrown at that movie.
Is that just
And I think they made the box office was 187 million. So people went and saw it. That was hot for a while.
Well, I was one of those people. Like, I remember going to the movie theater specifically to go see this movie, and because I'm a huge like zombie movie nut, so like, and Resident Evil was like one of the cool games like back from when I was a kid. And when they saw like the trailer, you're like, "Oh, dude, Nemesis, that's gonna be awesome!" And then you watch it, and like at that time, like I was enjoying it, and then like when you go back and rewatch it now, you're just like, "God, dude, that's horrible. It's so bad."
So how old were you when you first watched it?
Oh God, when did this movie come out? It came out
2004.
2004 or 6. Was it 4 or 6?
4. I just looked it up because I was like, how old was I when
4.
this came out?
I was like 14 then.
Okay.
I was about 14 years old when that came out. So yeah, I remember me and my buddies going to. I think we snuck into the movie theater because it was rated R or something, and we were like, "Yeah, we're gonna go see it." And yeah, I remember I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be fun."
Well, you were 6'3" then anyway, so you had no problem getting in there.
Yeah, right. Full facial hair.
Full
They're
facial
like-
hair, armpit hair, everything.
I was like, yeah, "Here's my kids. We're
Yeah.
going to go see Resident Evil."
That's funny.
You know, I'm surprised it's 2004. I thought it was like maybe like 1998 or something,
No.
but 2004.
Nah, dude.
Well,
Now, this is
I didn't see it in theaters.
I
I
think
didn't see it till I was like a lot older.
I think they came out with them right after one another, like within like a year and a half of each other. Like I think there's like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, year per movie. He was just churning them out,
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
hey,
just like God intended.
40
Amen.
oh man.
$43 million per movie, and then making 180, close to 200 million per movie. Why not? They love it. Let's keep on with this formula.
I do remember after the next one after this, which was I think it was like no, this one was Apocalypse. I think the next one was like Afterlife or something like that.
That's right.
It was like post-apocalyptic. I know after watching that one, I was like, I'm out. Like this, I can't. I think it was when she started doing like the psychic shit with like killing all the birds or something like that. I was like, I'm done. Like, can't do it
trying to
anymore.
make-
Oh man,
they're making her into
you
a
didn't
Neo.
even get the zombie dragon.
Oh
It's true.
man, I saw that and I was like,
There's
I
a
can't.
zombie dragon in it. Wait, what?
Oh yeah,
Elaborate, please.
yeah. I think it's in the last one, man. Like they just had like I forget. So you have Resident Evil Apocalypse, and then you have Resident Evil like After Apocalypse, and then you have Resident Evil. This one's the final one for sure, and that one is the one with the with the zombie dragon in it. Pretty dope.
God, zombie dragon.
Man, I didn't realize how many there were. There's so many.
Oh yeah, man. People keep eating it up, and they're faithful. It's good.
I think I watched. I went through like a little phase when I was. I must have been like 26 or 27, and I went through this little phase where I was like, okay, all the old horror movies that I I haven't seen. I'm gonna go watch them. All these, and so like Resident Evil was one of them. And I got to the end of the second one, and I was like, I think I started the third, and then I was like, all right, I'm bouncing. I can't keep going.
Oh
But
no.
the first one's pretty badass.
Yep.
Yeah, the first one's pretty dope because like you get that whole. I think the first one, like you really get the sense of what the video games were because it was like,
Totally.
yeah, like all you're like trying to figure out what's going on. You're underneath the bunker where like the mansion was.
Yeah.
And like the liquor was the bad guy or like the really strong like evil boss thing at the end.
Well, they're introducing all the concepts, which is really useful. Really good for everybody to jump in if you can just be introduced to all the concepts, you know.
Yeah.
Then there's that laser beam scene. We can't not talk about the laser beam scene.
Ah, the laser beam scene. I love it.
It's the best scene it's the best scene of a lot of things.
Laser beam.
Oh, God.
Man, I'm out of my element. I guess I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, one of the cop dudes, he gets turned into cube steak by like a bunch of like crisscross lasers. It's pretty dope. And then just as he falls apart, the camera changes depth of field, so he gets blurry, and the person behind him, you show the reaction. It's really good.
Okay, memorable
What is
scene.
it? You guys seen the cube? Was it the cube that does that also? Where all the people are trapped in the cube, and then like I think it's like a bunch of wire nets or something though, and it just like turns everyone into cubes basically.
Yup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very similar kind of jam.
I think they even did it they did it on Alien versus Predator too,
Someone
where
got cubed.
the Predator shot like his net out to somebody and he got stuck in the net and it just kept like tightening and tightening and the guy was just like no, and then turned into cubes.
It's aesthetic, man. It's aesthetic.
Daniel Chang in the chat says laser beam scene
He was sliced and diced.
was taken from the Cube movie. Wait, was that first, the Cube movie? Was it the Cube movie you're talking about?
Let me check.
Yeah, it must have been. It's kind of
It probably.
Was the movie actually called Cube?
Yeah, I think it's called The Cube.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Where people get cubed. Interesting.
Yeah.
What an in-depth plot. All right. You know the Cube movie. Do you see all the people that got cubed in the Cube movie with like lasers? Dude, I saw like 5 guys.
They're like
got totally
it's like a
cubed.
cube maze. It's like a cube maze, and they're all like stuck in it, and they have to get out. I have never seen it all the way through, but that one scene is pretty memorable.
Okay. All right. Well,
I think I know I've seen it, but that's like the only thing I remember from it is just the cube like net thing.
Adrian Blom in the chat says it was in Alien versus Predator 2, the laser grid, and Daniel Chang says the Cube movie came first, and it's on Netflix. So if you want to see some people getting cubed, everybody, go watch Cube on Netflix.
Also, in the cube, people got cubed for 365,000 Canadian dollars.
Okay. Yeah, that's
That was the budget.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Was it on par with Resident Evil Apocalypse? Like polish level.
Yeah, the cube is a good movie.
Okay, I'll take a peek. All right. Well, you guys ready to dip into our? You guys ready to expose yourselves? Let's.
Oh, I mean, buy me dinner first.
Yeah. I mean, after I want to see what kind of dinner I'm gonna buy you.
Gotcha. Smart man.
Amir, go. You're up.
Oh, mine first. Alrighty. Let me start my screen share. These are the early concepts. Let's see. I started off with just a little rough sketch. Elucidated how the arm should work. I wanted it to be like 4 pincers that kind of open up and close. And then I did a little bit of shape redistribution, tried to make it a little bit less 50-50 and static.
Yeah, I like that. I like
So
that
yeah,
hand.
that sketch. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I thought a lot about it. Yeah, and then I just jumped in and put it into perspective. Yeah, and that was the line drawing. And after that, I just rendered it out. I knew early on that I wanted to go for a tactical feel, as opposed to like a sci-fi thing or a fantasy thing. Just wanted to do contemporary tactical. So the main theme of this was to keep his keep kind of the core themes of the character going. Just biomass overgrowths on top of a old bombing suit, probably, or like a bomb unit disposal suit.
Hmm.
That he used before he turned into a monster. And this arm is probably my favorite part of the design, the one down here, because the growth just got so massive and intense that it pushed his actual arm down below where it should be. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't notice that at first.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
That's sweet,
Thanks.
man.
It's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Thank you. Yeah, and close up on the face, he's just smashed into that riot mask because of all the overgrowth and stuff. And I wanted to keep the theme of that gummy skull look underneath. So you still see the classic Nemesis kind of chompers behind the cracked glass.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, that's a
Cool,
good
man.
idea. Like,
Thanks.
That's great, dude.
they just keep him in like a little, like a pit or something, and feed him babies and let him grow. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's cool, dude. I like that. I really like the hand and the how his face is, because I couldn't tell what was going on with his face at first, but the fact that it's like mushed into the glass is that's a good idea.
Hmm.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, and I just like kind of put a car behind the fog just to show like distance and whatnot. Yeah, and since he can't eat with his mouth, he eats with his hand. So just
Oh, dude, I like that.
Mm. Thanks.
He can reach anything with that other arm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Not getting away.
yeah.
like
Reach
that.
under the bed, pull little kids trying to hide.
Yeah, seriously. The scariest arm ever.
Thanks.
no, could you please pass the pepper? Never. That's never gonna happen.
He just grabs it.
He's just right
Do you think
across
he
the
could brush
table.
his teeth
Yeah,
with an arm that long, with a joint that far away? You think you could reach your own face?
yeah, totally. You can get in there.
He could if it wasn't for the glass.
Yeah, maybe he's been trying. That's why it has it's broken a little bit. So he like brought it back and he's trying to brush his
He's
teeth.
got like,
He's like, give me something. I need
He's
something.
got-
Something of my humanity.
someone told him he had one thing in his teeth and he's been trying to get it out for years.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's why he's all mad.
And that's the reason behind all his rage and carnage.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, good design, dude.
Very cool.
Yeah, dig
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
Was there anything that you struggled with particularly, or that you do not like about the design after being finished with it?
Yeah, I don't like this. Let me draw it out for you. There's my pen. I do not like this angle up here. I think that it would have been better if I made the growth a little bit more massive
I can see
and
that.
had it. Yeah, and I kind of wish that the head was pushed out of place by this growth, and I wish it was kind of like here a little bit, because that would have been a little bit cooler.
Yeah, and it's
But
kind of some nods to the Hunchback of Notre Dame, which it's kind of good to nod to stuff like that sometimes. That's a good idea, man.
yeah, yeah, I would have liked a more C-shaped um, curve in my whole design because I think it would have made it more dynamic. But I still kind of like how it turned out because um, I like the this big block up here and how it's on an axis to give the feeling of wobbly walking, like wobbly stiff walking.
Hmm.
So yeah,
I
yeah.
imagine he'd be.
Thinking about how he moves.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say I imagine he'd be using that other arm to balance himself, that really long one, like a lot. It'd be kind of a cool like animation dynamic for him. Like
Dude, that would be dope.
he
Like,
uses that
So
as like a
creepy.
third leg, kind of like he's like trying to move along, but he uses that arm to like walk too because he's so cumbersome.
yeah, like probably towards the end of his first transformation, he could actually run at you for the first time, and it would be just so weird. Like he's using his arm
Oh,
to
dude.
like prop himself up around corners, or like he's even using his tentacles to prop him up when he's turning the other way,
Mm.
just to get at you faster. That'd be dope. Oh, right. Um, yeah, I actually favored this design for the other side because originally, in this design here, I had him carrying a rocket launcher because Nemesis is generally known to have a rocket launcher. Um, and I didn't like it so much because it didn't seem as scary as him just kind of lumbering after you, just being this tanky sort of dude.
Mm.
So yeah, I scrapped the rocket launcher in favor for the implication of very weird movement if he were to ever run. But using the arm was like totally something that you brought up that I didn't even think about. I was thinking that he would only use the tentacles to really hobble over, but having that arm as well,
All,
that looks sick in my head.
all of it. Like he'd use all of it to like move and get through spaces because his body is just turned into this weird kind of amorphous shape. So he's got to like use his new appendages to move around and stuff. That's I'd like to see him animated like that. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. Oh, what one more thing? I put this little green light on his helmet so that when you see him in the dark, it's just like this tiny little like green dot in the distance, and you know, like, oh man, I better get out of dodge.
Yeah, that's little other indicators. Yeah, that's cool. Or like quick glimpse indicators or sound indicators. Those are always the the creepiest way to someone's heart, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's cool, man.
thanks. I appreciate it.
All right, let's CJ, you ready to rock?
Hey, yeah. Show my garbage here.
No, no, stop that. You stop it.
It's good garbage.
All right. So got mine up here, and I kind of went a little bit like what Mike was saying about how it like really felt like that classic, like a toy, and I just got the idea in my head of like this guy being like a GI Joe, but like a super zombified GI Joe, and I just the mental image of him just like walking through like a whole bunch of fire after like blowing up a building or something like that with his rocket launcher was just like the thing that just stuck to me.
That's dope.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool,
Sick,
man.
dude.
Now,
That's right in the childhood right there.
now,
Right?
like, how is there anything that he would do different besides or aside, like, from the original design, like how he would react or anything like that? Like the
So the idea I had with him was I kind of got into that mentality of like those old like the Gears of War bosses, where they got like the one big badass gun and then they're shooting at you from across the level or something, and you got to get close in to do something to them. I like the idea of him, and then just having like his like army of zombies or something like charging in, and like he's just shooting his rocket out at everybody, and everyone's trying to like dodge the horde of zombies coming in and his rockets, kind of thing, and then like get in close and like blow up a canister or something he's standing on, or like maybe that's how you take him out. Is there's a you got to get him to drop the rocket launcher so you can grab it and then blow him away, or kind of thing like that.
Well,
That'd be dope.
he looks smarter. Like he's got like a utility belt, which the original one would not have that kind of thing, and he's wearing tactical gear, which seems like it's fit for like
Mhm.
his weird, uh, uh, like you know, slithery appendages that are sliding in and out of his arms. So he looks like
Mhm.
he's got a mind of his own. Like he's more of a commando as opposed to just like a zombie being controlled with a remote control.
Yeah. That was one of the things that like even like watching the movie and like going back to like the games and stuff, how everyone's like got the whole like, oh, he's being controlled kind of thing. But like even in the movie, I think that's where it kind of got me, where at the end he kind of has his mind of his own for that like few seconds, and then starts like beating the hell out of all the like the little dudes rushing in trying to like stop him. And I thought that would be kind of cool, of just like, this guy is now, he's gone rogue, and now he's the one in charge, and he's got his hordes like he's throwing out at everybody with his giant rocket launcher.
Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, that's cool.
That seems like the kind of thing they would have done in the movies, like
Mhm.
that turned him into like some kind of leader of like a bunch of zombie versions of him that aren't as good as him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, like when I was doing like some of the digging in, I think that there's like a video you sent me, James, where like they're talking about his appendages and like what they're actually supposed to do. And I guess in the game, and I kind of vaguely remember this, it's been so long, but he's like supposed to, as he takes damage, the tentacles become more prominent. And that's what he uses to like infect people with, I guess. So like I kind of like the idea of having the tentacles kind of like his armor, like everything built around the fact that he can utilize his tentacles a little bit better, like he's using them as the weapon himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. I like that. I also really like how you made the exposed flesh on his body like a really really buff GI Joe dude. I just
Yeah.
love I love how honest that design is. It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So is there anything that you in retrospect that you wish you would have changed or done differently with the design?
I definitely think I could have played with his face a little bit more. I think I got too hung up with the fact that the iconic look of what he looks like. And I feel like I could really have pushed that a little bit more, or like maybe done something different with the stitching or something across his face, because that was the one thing that I kept coming back to throughout my recording process when I was doing this. And it's just like, could I push that more, or what could I do something else? And in my head, I thought of like other things to do. I thought about putting like an eye patch or something on him. It looked kind of more goofy than cool. And I don't know. I think in hindsight, I feel like I could have pushed that a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Like just
An eye patch is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
maybe tune up the stitches, make them more, or make them like there's spider webbing down his arm too, or
Mhm.
you know, make him, I don't know, like just his whole head is stitched up and he's blind and he's got maybe he's got an apparatus to help him see that's plugged into his head.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought about at one point to put some of the tentacles kind of coming out of the stitching and like kind of flaying out, but I didn't know if that was going to read too well or not, so I kind of scrapped that idea.
Mm. Well, you get as crazy as you want on this show. You could change it all. That's all right. So, yeah. But yeah, man, good work.
Looks good,
Nice.
CJ.
Thanks,
I
guys.
like it.
Dude, I want to see an eye patch variant. That would look so sick.
Try to put it on.
There you go.
I like hey, I like the pose and I like the energy. This guy is ready, dude. Like he is ready to just take on the whole world. It's a really good pose and really good energy, and I like the color palette you got going on here and a really good theme. So it's good.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, like I said, he looks smart, and that's what you were going for. So you did it for sure. Oh, right on, man. Mike, we'll just keep going clockwise. Mike
Yo.
Darn, let's do it. Expose yourself.
All right, everyone. Don't be scared.
All right, stand up.
Just gonna expose myself really quick.
Stand up.
No calling the cops.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So I was,
Sick pose, dude.
yeah, thanks. I was when I started this, I've been watching the new Resident Evil game and watching. Have you guys seen how they redid Mr. X?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he just looks so badass and just grounded in reality. And so that's why with this, I was like, I'd like to do a version of him that looks like he could be in that same universe. And then I was like, okay, I'll just make him like less bulky and just more, just like some big dude that just hauls around a 4-barreled rocket launcher.
That's a good idea, dude. I dig it.
dude, that's my favorite part of the design.
Is that a mask?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm not sure. It just kind of, as I was scribbling it, it just kind of happened. And I was seeing how in the original design, he's got like, you can see part of his muscles in his face, and then you can see his skin on the outside. But I started shading in, and it got dark, and it got like more hollow. And I was like, ooh, I kind of like how much depth there is in there. So I just was like, I'm gonna roll with it. So.
No, I like it. It's like he peeled a dude's face off and like is now wearing it.
Yeah. Or he's like, or maybe he's like slowly breaking out of whatever he was before.
He
Yeah.
does kind of look like he looks like he's wearing a people suit.
A people suit? Totally.
A people suit.
Sugar and water.
Do I look normal, guys?
See, inside joke.
That's an inside joke.
That's from you.
But yeah.
That's funny. Well,
Yeah.
Can you
Funny.
Can you talk about the reasoning for the mask? Like, what
Well,
was
it
your
wasn't
idea?
supposed to be a mask. It's more like he's just popping out of his own skin. Because in the original story, what it is I guess he has some kind of mutagen, and he starts as a normal guy, and then he's slowly like breaking out of himself as a mutant or something like that.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I was thinking. But like I said, I was shading around that area. It was like really close to his flesh, what looks like a mask, and it just got so much depth. And I was like, I kind of like the depth there, so I just went with it.
It's almost like he's he's like in a cocoon within himself. Like
Yeah.
maybe he's gonna emerge and be something else soon. Like that's
Yeah,
a
and
little twist.
if I had more time, like you can see these areas, like there's these red viney things coming out of his neck, and I wanted to keep on going with that idea throughout the whole thing, but it was I just didn't have enough time to keep on going or redo anything. But if I could redo it, those would be everywhere. Like that's what was coming out of his skin, was all these things. But I pretty much just did a one take on this, and because I didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Hey man, I like the less tubes on him, to be honest, because that's kind of a side of Nemesis that you don't get to see in the games or in the movies. This is before he actually turned into a hulking mass because of the mutations and stuff. So this is actually like really cool because it gives you a starting point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It kind of like humanizes him a little bit.
Yeah, that was kind of the thinking, just to make it a little more human. Like if you guys have seen the new game, it's just everything's so much more grounded and more realistic.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was going for, trying to hit that. But
That 4-barrel rocket launcher, dude, is just like that's like the coolest thing ever too. Like,
Yeah, got a little commando in there.
yeah,
He looks intelligent too. Like CJ's, he looks intelligent. Like he's thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
He's not just. I mean,
Oh.
supposedly the Nemesis Tyrant is supposed to be like the most intelligent or something, right? Or maybe that was a different
I
tyrant.
think so.
But
I think he's
Supposed to
like
be
a
perfect.
go.
CJ, go.
Oh, okay. I think it's like he's like a combination of like some of the different viruses or something like that, and he's like the most advanced out of all of them, I guess. Something like that. It's been a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
I watched a thing on it. I watched like a couple of videos on it, but it was just so complicated. I can't recall everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, to connect all the dots with the games and the movies and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also what makes his design super cool to me. I think it's like how multifaceted it is, and how different companies have like used the imagery, and on top of that, how which version of Nemesis actually became super iconic, which is the one we all know and love, and we saw in Apocalypse as well. That's what I really like about Nemesis as a character.
Adrian.
Well, I think a lot of that.
Oh, real quick,
I think
Adrian.
a lot of that success.
You go, Randy. Fuck it.
Go ahead.
You go.
I was just gonna say. Sorry, one of us had to go. I was just gonna say. It just a lot of times it's those really iconic Japanese designs. It was a Japanese game, right? First.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Capcom. Yeah. Like I really like a lot of the older and Japanese designs they do. They have really good shape theory and design. It's just strikes you and very eye catching and memorable designs. And that's probably why we all kind of gravitate towards the original design because it's so iconic.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Often kind of minimalist, like Pyramid Head 2 was a Japanese design, right? Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that was that the last show? No, that was the show before the last show. That was yeah, and that's a super simple design. It's a pyramid and a body and a sword. That's it. So yeah, but everybody loved it. So but anyway, Adrian Blom, he says I'm surprised nobody went for the half monster, half machine direction. So yeah, that's true. None of us capitalized on the machine aspects of the Nemesis Tyrant yet. You haven't seen everybody's.
Yeah. I actually really wanted to go that direction, but at the same time, I was like, I was thinking that maybe you, James, would actually go for that. So I was like, I want to let him do his thing. Like, let me see a cool machiney design from James's perspective.
Yeah.
No, you can't see mine. I'm not showing mine today. No, just kidding. Randy, you're up next, man.
All right, dude. All right. Let me put it up.
But
Share.
nice design, Mike. Like
Yeah,
iconic
thanks,
look.
dude.
I like the freaking the rocket launcher. How he's kind of dragging it behind him. That's bitching. That was a like.
I had sparks coming off the back of it at first too. I took him out.
That would have been sick.
Because it was like messing with the composition. Then your eye would only go to that part of his feet, which the legs are. I don't want people looking at the legs as little as possible.
Fog it.
That's fair.
Fog and blob it, dude. Fog and blob it.
Dude, that's why my dude's just walking through fire.
Hell yeah, dude.
Randy, that looks sick, dude. He went a whole he went a whole different direction.
Did I?
Yeah, well, kind of. He's like grown into his armor. Okay, so go. Tell us the things.
Okay, so I know this guy. He's a tyrant that's been mutated by the virus. I can't remember if it's the T virus or the G virus. I know the G virus is supposed to give you like superhuman powers and stuff, like strength and powers. but maybe he's a combination of all of them or something. And so they figured that the tyrant, is a biological human that's supposed to be some kind of like next step in human evolution or something, like a perfect human that's super strong and everything. And so he's this mutated tyrant. So he's the perfect thing that a human can possibly be biologically that they've created. And then they're like, now he's been mutated. And so I figured that I was going to show how the mutation affected him in a way that I envisioned. And so, like right over here in his like organs, his organs are kind of like just bursting out. The mutation is his organs are all mutated and popping out of his innards and stuff. And the shirts, the outfit he's wearing is all broken and stuff from the mutated guts and stuff pouring out. And he's more blobby and just kind of, he's kind of in mid change. He's morphing and evolving, and his thumb. This is his thumb right here. That's his thumb is wrapping around the back of his head here. It's a big tentacle that's got a whole bunch of spines and stuff. And this is how this spine, this tentacle stuff. This is how he spreads his seed.
Cool.
So,
I like your verbiage or your wordage.
Yeah. So
all of it.
So he punctures this area here. He stabs right into you and infects you with his virus and turns you into a zombie. And he's a walking indestructible, pretty much almost indestructible, constantly morphing version of a tyrant. Tyrants are. Anyway, I just telling you what I. And also he's got like chains on him because they were trying to chain him down, try to keep him in place because he is kind of like he's uncontrollable, but he's obviously broken from those chains, and he's still got the chains on him. And so,
did his body?
And here's kind of like what it's.
Did his body like grow around him like a tree does if you tie something around a tree?
Yeah.
I like that.
The morphing is like growing around his, like you're talking about, kind of like a tree. It's a good analogy. And then I obviously use the old fade out the bottom there because it helps with the. It does two things. It saves me some time because they got a limited time on this, and also kind of helps with the mood. So.
I like the chains.
Yeah, the
And you put chains on anything, and I automatically like it 100 times more. I'm very sad I don't have chains on my guy right now.
Yeah, that could have been a thing.
Man, I couldn't figure out how to incorporate them into mine. I wanted to too.
It's like I can almost hear this guy moving around, like the sound of the fire plus the chains, and it's like, oh man, it's so cool.
Fire and chains.
I have no chains.
He makes me think like a old butcher, like kind of like a creepy butcher kind of thing.
Why?
Yeah, no, oh yeah, go ahead. Why?
I don't know. I think maybe it's like the way he's dressed or something. It makes me think like an old butcher's apron or something like that. But like it's just like I don't know. I feel like this guy is one of those. He looks like a type of character or creature that like you'd bump into at like this creepy underground butchery where there's just like bodies hanging from like the ceiling and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's got kind of like a Dark Souls butcher vibe to it a little bit.
Fresh meat.
Yeah, I was about to say that. What's it called? The chains combined with the shape of the armor piece really makes this design look like super fantasy. So yeah, I do get Dark Soulsy vibes from it as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you do not like about what you did?
Let's see. I don't like that I don't have like the legs done, and it is a little bit more like sketchy and blobby in certain spots. Like the brush in here is very like the technique. I don't like the technique as much, but I mean that could be good. I mean, it could be good that it's fluffy like that. Um, I I'm kind of happy with his face. I think I would have liked to have implemented more props, and like maybe if he was, instead of just having this tentacle thumb coming out, maybe he had something else that was going on. Maybe like I actually did want to add, like, thinking of something maybe like a grenade launcher, but maybe not a grenade launcher, but maybe something different than a grenade launcher. Uh, Maybe he has a whole bunch of weapons on him that are just hanging on from people that he's killed. Uh, I even thought it would have been cool to somehow implemented having his victims getting absorbed into maybe his arm, and having people screaming that are like they've been absorbed into him or something.
That's a good idea.
I don't know. That would have been cool to see that kind of stuff. People's like screaming faces being, maybe right here, like maybe this stuff is out of control. This morphing or whatever is out of control, and it's just taking biomatter and implementing it into his body. So I think that kind of cool. That would have been kind of cool to see.
Rodeska, he says it has some Hellraiser vibes. He also says it's Chatterbox meets Pinhead. I don't know who Chatterbox is. You guys know? It's a Cenobite.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
he's the one that has like no eyes, and he has literally like the Nemesis mouth, and he just like clacks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this makes you think of that, like clacking.
Maybe a little bit, like his mouse. It looks like his mouse sewn, right? So maybe he's clacking out the side.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, and I was thinking his tongue could like come out of this like gap right here, like he like
I feel like I don't know if it's you know what, this he kind of gives me a very like almost Hills Have Eyes kind of look to him, like he's a super zombie hillbilly.
yeah, I can see that.
Oh, I'm looking at a Chatterbox right now, and yeah, that's well. It looks like, if you guys haven't seen him, I'll show him when it's my turn.
Okay.
But it kind of looks like Nemesis Tyrant already. Chatterbox. Maybe that's probably where the Nemesis Tyrant was derived from. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
heavily.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of leather in that design.
Yeah,
a lot of leather, and then the teeth are like virtually the same. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it looks better with the tongue sticking out the side like that?
Nah, I like it the other way.
No. Okay.
Well, what about
Whoops.
you guys? You guys like the tongue, or with or without tongue? You like tongue, or you like without tongue?
I would say go without.
Yeah, go without. I'd even say, if anything, maybe like extend it almost like further back and show like even more teeth or something like that.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Or maybe have like little bits of teeth kind of growing out of his jaw or something. Like,
Yeah.
like they're not
Mhm.
like just like little gross ones.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Those like little like what is that? Those things are really gross looking, right?
I forget what they're called.
Little.
They're like baby teeth. Yeah, like that. Like they got little.
Yeah. Little gross things.
Well, good job, Randy.
I think the medical term is like calcium.
Thanks. I did what I could with the time I had.
Oh, you did great.
Which was
Yeah, nice work, man.
Randy was a
Thanks.
last minute, kind of like you, Mike. You weren't sure of the format. You're all, we're gonna do it. I'm like, yeah, the show's tomorrow, or I forget exactly how it went down, but
Basically, story of my life. Just always misunderstanding everything that's going on.
Well, he told me
could be,
that there were
could be
like some
fun.
people.
It's exciting. I'll give you that. It's very exciting.
Well, I wanted to make sure that you had some people on. So
Yeah,
okay.
we had a few people bone out last second, so like I was worried that we weren't going to have enough people for the show. But even that being said, that if it was just me, I'd probably just be like, "Hello, sorry guys, this is what I got," and that's probably
Well, I
be
want to
it.
make sure that I want to make sure my friend wasn't left alone. So
I
here I
appreciate
am.
that. You're an excellent addition. So, all
Thank you.
right, let me. I will share my. I will expose myself. So,
Oh my.
let me stand up.
Oh my goodness.
No. So here's the chatterbox or chatterbox, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can't see the correlation between him and the Nemesis Tyrant, then I mean, come on,
Mm-hmm.
come
Looks
on.
like the Eye of Sauron, or not the Eye of Sauron, but the mouth of Sauron.
Oh
You
yeah,
guys
a little
seen
bit.
that in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
have any of you guys ever like read any of the books or anything about like from Hellraiser or any of that?
No.
Got that.
The lore behind that dude is actually really fucked up. He's actually like a child, apparently.
Ugh.
Yeah, and the reason he's called the Chatterer is because he would like tattletale or something like that, and then he got like tortured and like ripped his mouth open.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's too much. I always find it kind of.
That's some heavy stuff.
I always find it too far when they try to make kids evil. It's like the lowest. It's like kicking someone in the balls before you fight. Like it's like the lowest. It's the lowest you can go, I think. But anyway, here. So my initial sketch for the Nemesis Tyrant when I do my crazy blobby. Here, hold on. We're not sharing the. We're
Ooh.
looking at Randy right now. There we go. So when I do my initial blobby type thing.
Please
So
don't look at me.
I love looking at you. And
No.
like
Please.
getting into this, I wanted to do something different. I've been trying another method using a 3D base, and it seems to be pretty powerful and pretty fast. I sketch it up in Oculus Medium because I'm a dummy and I don't know how to use other 3D programs yet. And I came. Oh no, not that one. This one.
Whoa.
No, you can't see that one.
Oh.
Here, this one. So I did this. This one was like the block in base. It's pretty horrible for 3D. It's basically just cubes and some nonsense, and I put it into what's that pro? Keyshot, and
Nice.
then I made this guy, and that's the guy I made for like I don't know. Let me think about the design. So design wise, I wanted to give him something that like I don't know, kind of give him like kind of a retro look, but also like kind of a he's used by because he's controlled like outside of himself, right? So uh, like he's like a remote control killer zombie basically. Someone says needs more DACA. That's a
Yeah, that gun. Yeah, 40K. That gun looks so DACA.
I can't stop looking at that gun.
his Hamzuka.
So heavy.
It's a Hamzuka.
That's great, dude.
I like
I'm
it.
actually getting a.
At first,
Ham
in the
Zuka.
3D model, I thought that I was like, either that's like a hammer or like some kind of like bugle or something that he blows into.
Oh, this?
Because the bottom part looks like a little horn. I was like, oh, that's how you know he's coming.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be the worst idea actually. For to make a scary creature or something, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Like
S-
he's got
s-
some instrument that he makes a noise with. That is just
yeah,
all.
no,
That is the worst.
yeah, noise is creepy, dude. Like if you can think of a noise that cues something that terrible that's gonna happen, but you can't see it, that's a creepy dynamic. So yeah, for sure. But no, it is not. It is not a bugle.
put, put put a little kazoo in his mouth as he's walking around. Just
Yeah, that's the noise. He's just like a kazoo guy, and then you're all, wait, I heard it again. What was it? Someone make a kazoo noise. I can't make it.
it's
I
like
can. For some reason, this guy makes you think he would run around saying stuff like Hodor. Hodor! You know,
You
he
ma-
would go around doing that.
are you making fun of me?
No. Character. I know, I'm just saying either that or he'd be like really monstrous.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what he sounds like, but like your design, he's got like a hole in his hand, which like more he could use to like suck stuff into his body, like more tentacles can come out of. Um, like he's got some odd, like some spikes and odd angles. Uh,
what? There's a
some
there's a game or something that like fits that style that came out like a few years ago. Like it was back in like the early 2000s, like late 90s. Um, Quake. Your guy has a very like cool
Yeah.
ass Quake feel to it.
It
Okay,
does.
That was the first thing I thought when I saw it too. It was really quaky.
quakey, little quakey.
So let's talk about those boots.
Okay, sure.
I like what's going on with those boots, man.
So the boots,
I
I wasn't sure what to do, but I wanted something kind of juggernauty, like something armored
Yeah.
and thick and just utterly like because I want this guy to like seem like he could bash through walls. So I gave him like I looked up military hammers, so like what they use in like the armed forces, and I found this particular shape. So I'm like, okay, well they like this. He's like a military type creature. He's used for military operations. So he's probably going to have some kind of military shaped items. So but yeah, that I digress from the boots. The boots are just big and clunky, kind of like the ones in the movie. So yeah.
I'm
what
glad somebody did it.
what
Somebody had to do it.
what what are what are your thoughts on the boots?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so like because when I was doing mine, the whole time I was just kicking myself for being like, dude, why aren't you making the boots big and awesome like in the movie? I'm like, because I can't, I'm not brave enough. And then I was like, somebody else will make them big and awesome. But like that's probably like I don't know. It's when I first watched the movie. That's the thing. When you first told me that we were doing the Nemesis, the boots were the first thing that came to my mind. So anyway. I just love how big they are.
Yeah, they were one of the things that came to my mind too. I'm like, this guy's like, you know, just just I wanted to make him seem just real heavy, like he's just gung gung gung
Yeah.
gung. So I
Can we see his face? Can we see a zoom in of his face?
sure.
Yeah.
So
It's
We
harder to
need
see
some.
from far away.
so his face, like I was looking at burn victims, and if your skin gets burned enough, and you heal, it almost like it almost your eyes become almost like dimples in your head, and that's kind of what I was going for, like a just kind of his 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 attributes just kind of melting away and then kind of turning into this like gelatinous juggernaut of a monster with a hamzuka. So yeah.
What's the thing on his head? The
Yeah,
apparatus.
I was thinking like these are cameras. I didn't make them
Oh, it's
glowing.
so that way they can see him.
So they see what he's looking at. I was gonna get like techie and throw like wires and stuff coming out, but I'm like, man, that probably wouldn't be like same thing with like if he's gonna use this as a hammer, I'm not gonna have like a what is it, ammo, like a ammo string coming out the bottom of it and onto his back or something, because they would be like it would be inside, like the ammo would be inside, not not you know like if he's gonna swing something around, like that doesn't make sense to have a big dingly explosives hanging from it. So people are talking.
Can I take a look at that? Can I take a look at that elbow to hammer connection? That looks cool.
Sure. Yeah. So I wanted to do like you know how like amputees they have like that sock that you put on, like they
Yeah.
before they put on their actual thing. That's kind of what I was going for, but like an armored type thing. Someone's bastard.
Yeah.
Bastard.
If there's one thing I.
Oh, go on.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say Bastard Beast Septic Service
Oh, okay.
Inquiry. He said I get a gladiator look from the costume. Yeah, for sure. Gladiator. That was intentional.
Hmm.
Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, if there's one thing I love about this design, it's your sci-fi shapes, the angular shapes. They fit so well together. Mainly I'm talking about the arm to gun connection and the knee pads. You put a lot of love into those shapes and it shows. So good job.
Oh, thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I'm not great with sci-fi type stuff. So like I don't know. Like the gun might look janky. I don't know, but it made sense to me, I guess. So I guess if I studied guns for like for a month, I'd probably come up with something like cooler, but this is what I got.
So what's the gun? Is the gun made out of like? So what is it made out of?
Some type of hard alloy if he's going to be knocking it through like walls and people and you know.
Okay. So I was looking at the front of it. Maybe it's just my screen, but it almost looks like some kind of stone. And so I was like, is that like a big stone gun?
Like a rough.
Like, see,
No, it's not stone. It's just rough. Like it's used. I should have.
yeah.
I should have done is some like
Yeah.
battle damage a little bit here and there. Maybe some blood.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Ooh, some blood would look really cool on that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I could have spattered blood all over him. Blood makes everything better.
True.
Bastard Beast says it would look too much like an Ogren from 40K. What would? I don't.
I think he's talking about if you had the wires coming out everywhere, maybe.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. For those of you that don't know, Ogrins are the ogres in the Warhammer universe from Games Workshop. Yeah. So.
James, could you zoom in on the clawed hand that you got up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. It looks like it's kind of very leechy kind of thing. It looks like you got like a hole right there.
Right here.
Like
yeah.
like he's gonna absorb somebody. Yeah.
That's a really gross hole right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got more tentacles that come out of his gross hole, you know. His man.
It's like
his tyrant hole.
his tea hole.
His tea hole. But yeah,
actually, I can imagine him grabbing someone on the face like that, and it'd be like that scene from The Thing. You guys remember that? The Thing, where the monster grabs the guy by the mouth, and then you can just tell that he's being infected with the stuff just going inside of his mouth.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a gross scene.
That's cool. Yeah, what I really like about your design or your illustration rather is the fact that you added the backblast to a firing rocket launcher. It really helps convey the fact that it is a rocket launcher instead of like a machine gun or something that shoots big slugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
something I
dope.
had to look up. I showed my buddy, and he's like, yeah, bazookas have like back blasts. I'm like, or they have like an exhaust. So I figured if it came out the back at like an angle to like avoid his arm, I'd say that, or even the side, if it was like a 45-degree angle out the side, like, because you can't really tell like right now. But that's kind of a cool design for like a little mini hamzuka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, very well thought out for sure. That's something that eludes a lot of designers, I think.
Yeah.
What, the functionality?
Yeah, yeah, functionality of having backblast to your rocket launchers. There's only like there are a few games that actually becomes a game mechanic where you can kill somebody behind you if it's a teammate or an enemy with a rocket launcher backblast. So yeah, it's rarely done in games, but when it is done, it's very cool to see for sure.
Hmm. Well, thanks. Uh, but yeah, I guess what I don't like, I suppose, would be I don't know, the fact that I don't know very much about guns. So I could probably made the gun a little cooler. But aside from that, he's all right for now, for a week, and then until I hate him. But that's how things go. It's
Same
Every
though.
once
Ain't
in a
that the
while,
truth?
something. I love it when every once in a while something will stand the test of time. When you come back a week later, and you're like, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Every
yeah.
once in a while, one of
That
those slips through the cracks.
yeah, that's why you can't get gummed up with looking at comparing your stuff to like other people or all that stuff, because we're like, this is just where you are right now. It's not a reflection of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just you know yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also, last thing. I really like to that you're doing 3D with your design, and I can't wait to see you like level 2, level 3 James Coffrin being able to put 3D and photo bash and illustration all together. It's really awesome to see.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know if like, I had a friend tell me he really likes the 3D stuff too, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't know yet. I'm just doing it to try to figure out some new tools. Like, see, it seems pretty powerful. So, but
It's
thanks,
quick.
man. Yeah,
It's
quick.
quick.
It still takes a while for now, but yeah, uh, yeah. So, all right. Well, that's all of us. Mike or anybody, you guys want to talk about any projects? Amir, do you got any projects or anything going on that you want to give a shout out about? Uh,
Uh, Shoot. Well, the company I work for, Hitbox, we make video game controllers, and new product came out, the Cross Up. I did the commercial for it, and it turned out great. Everybody at Evo, the big gaming tournament, they all loved it. And yeah, if you care about any cool video game type stuff, go check that out. Yeah, and I look forward to just doing more Monstieur stuff for a little bit to chill with you guys and crank out some cool designs.
all right,
Yeah,
awesome.
that's all. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we'll check out Hitbox, guys. CJ, you got anything?
Uh, yeah. I actually, so the company I work for, Frog God Games, they do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, like different modulars and stuff like that. They just released like a huge, uh, like a humble bundle of like some of their like old adventures and stuff that they're like updating with new content, and I've like done a bunch of the artwork for some of them too. So I feel free to go check them out. I mean, if anyone's into tabletop gaming, that's kind of where my field has kind of gone and taken me lately. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Mike.
Yeah, I'm a single solo developer guy, building a video game called 3 of June. I've been working on it for about a year and a half. And yeah, still going on it. It's taking a long time, but it's coming along.
Awesome.
Did
That's
I say?
cool.
Did I say what it was called?
3 of June.
The game's called 3 of June.
Yeah, 3 of
And if
June.
anybody wants to check it out, it's like a 2D platformer shooting game where you're a robot that gets hijacked by a teddy bear to go get the bear back to a little girl. And so, yeah, you can check it out at like 3ofjune.com.
Yeah, Google it. He's got stuff on YouTube. It looks bitchin'. Really does. Randy.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, yeah. I've been building an IP for a long time, taking a long, long time, and I'm still working on it. It's called Project Neoterra. You'll probably see some updates coming soon on that. But and the work I've been doing with companies, we're not really ready to do any announcements, so I'm not really prepared to say anything for that right now. But I will soon. So looking forward to it. Maybe on a different Monster Mash, we'll make an announcement. So
Okay.
sounds great.
Right on. Yeah, for
That's
sure. So, the next show, you guys, the next show will be on the 21st. So whether you'll be in or not, that either way is fine. We do have a link to the Facebook group if you guys are interested in voting on the next subject matter, which tomorrow at noon will be tallied. So there's a poll. There's a link below this video. Actually, if you're seeing it on Twitter, go to www.facebook.com/groups/Monstieur Mash, and that should bring you to the group where you can vote on things, throw any ideas you got out, share creepy stuff with like the little budding community, all that kind of thing. So yeah, so the next show is the 21st. Get your votes in by tomorrow at noon, Pacific Standard Time. So
Can I say something?
sure.
I just want to say it's really cool to be able to do this with you guys. I think a lot of us get kind of isolated a lot, and it's nice to just. It almost reminds me of art school, actually, how we used to get together and do critiques and stuff together like this, and see how what they're doing. So it's really nice to get this one-on-one, and some of these people in here I've known in the past, and we haven't spoken a long time, and it's nice to see you and talk a little bit.
Yeah, for
Hi,
sure,
CJ.
man.
Hi.
Yeah, well, like the goal of all this is just to bring everybody together, whether you're an artist or everybody else, and then like kind of celebrate like the horrific, creepy, like ominous characters that are in pop culture or not even pop, just entertainment in general. So and it's something that we could all enjoy together. So that's the end goal, I suppose. Not I suppose. I know. So.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
I love the atmosphere because in the concept art community and just online art community in general, I feel like horror is so underrepresented, and I'm really excited to be a part of this because I can just geek out about cool horror stuff with fans who love the same thing. It's just great.
Yeah, I agree. It's
Yeah, dude, totally.
totally underrepresented. Like, and like like I mean, really, we could make a bunch of cool stuff that isn't out there, like for people to see, and who knows, maybe even inspire like you know brand new IPs or even be a part of it, like because people like seeing redesigns. Why do you think all the Why do you think all the movies are remakes? They love it, you know. They
Mhm.
Yeah.
so. But
true.
someone suggested I
True that.
get a Discord. I may. I need more help with the channel in order to do that because I can't do Discord, Facebook, uh, Instagram, Twitter, like yeah, all of it. My website. I can't do it all. I'll explode. Um, but maybe in the future I'll get some other people helping me out with the whole Monstieur thing, and we'll get a Discord going and moderators and all that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, if you need help starting it up, I can help you start up a cool Monstieur Discord in the future, if anything.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I'd be willing to help some time here and there too.
Okay, bitchin'. That's good to know. I appreciate it. I know, Mike, you're super
I can
busy.
help.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Right on, guys. I'd
I
appreciate
can help a
it.
little bit. I know
So-
you use Discord.
All right. Well, let's we'll chat on that. But after the show, and I appreciate it, you guys. And thanks for that Discord suggestion. Who suggested that? Adrian. Appreciate it. And we will see you again on the 21st at 3 p.m. on Monday. So take it easy, guys. Thanks for coming by.
Later.
All right.